Hello and welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm Dean Meagher. Let's get off to a great start in 2025 with 5 of the best stretches that you should be doing before you play golf. We're going to start from the top down. We're going to start with the neck. If you have flexibility in your neck, it's going to make it easier to turn your shoulders and get good power into your golf swing. So let's make sure we stretch well. So the first stretch that I'm going to do is simply just stand with good posture and tilt my head to one side and do it very gently. The neck is quite a sensitive area. I don't want to go too hard with this. Just very gently pull my head to one side. Now, I've actually got 3 things that I think could make each stretch just that little bit better. For the neck, I've got a spiky ball. These physio spiky balls you can buy at Kmart and Durable Sport and online. Cost about 20 bucks. And they're quite firm and they've got these little spikes. So essentially what I'm going to do is get up against a corner of a doorway, and I'm going to put my head to one side of the door and push this spiky ball into the side of the door, which is going to press into my neck. And I'm actually going to kind of roll around and kind of get that spiky ball moving into my neck area. Because generally there's, like if you give someone a massage, these are generally pressure points that tend to get stiff when we're doing things like driving a lot or working in front of a computer. These tend to get really stiff. So it's important that we massage them out, and this is what that spiky ball does. So despite this being a nice little stretch, I feel like I get a much better stretch if I first get the spiky ball into my neck area and then do that stretch. So that's the neck. Second of all is my torso. So making sure that I have good mobility in my torso. A simple drill that I do is put my hands above my head. I saw Butch Harmon do this with a lot of his clients. Twist to one side and then tilt back. So you're actually going to feel a stretch in a couple of different areas here. Not only are you going to feel a torso stretch by just twisting as far around as you can go, but you're also going to feel a stretch down your side obliques here when you lean back. So from another angle, I'll twist here, and then I'll just gently feel the stretch along the side here. So trying to tilt this way. And so really strong stretch here. The more you do that kind of mobility stuff, the more when you go to turn in the golf swing, you'll turn really well. So we've got the neck covered, we've got the torso covered. Next part is our hip area. So the spiky ball I use for this one, again, the simplest way of starting this out is simply just lie with your hip against that spiky ball and just press it into the hip area and try to find little pressure points. So really, as I roll that ball over my hip, I will hit an area where there's kind of a clump of muscle or muscle fibers, and it's going to, that little muscle knot, essentially I just want to rest on. So allowing the spiky ball just to press into that, and then I might just sort of jiggle around a little bit on it, like light sort of dabbing pressure to try to, again, like massage the side areas of my hip here. So I want to do it to both sides, kind of in the belt line area across here, the band that runs from this area to here, the side hip. Side hip's important as well. I want to get nice flexibility through there. Once I've done that, then I'll go into the classic hip flexor stretch, which is to have one leg back, one leg forward, and just press forward. I'm trying to almost tilt my pelvis under, so my belt buckle feels like it starts to face the sky area. That feels a more strong sort of stretch in my hip area. Again, very important for golf to have flexible hips. It's a big area that certainly can help when someone swings a club if they turn. If they've got flexibility through their hips, they're going to put less stress on their back, they're going to have more power in their swing, and they're going to be less prone to do the move, which is to stand up and make that classic head up sort of move. Next of all, I want to do my glute. So once we've gone to hip, then we go to our glute muscle. The spiky ball is so good for that. Again, I cross my leg over here and I just rest on that spiky ball in my left glute area and just roll around a little bit until I again hit a pressure point. I used to do this stretch every time before every round of golf. I'd go into the clubhouse where no one could see me and I would do this stretch, change legs, rest on the spiky ball. If you don't have the spiky ball, essentially you're just doing that stretch there. And it's a really good stretch to get the glute area much more flexible, which is also important for your golf swing. Finally, we're going to get into our hamstring. Of course, if you're already down on the ground here, any kind of hamstring stretch is very, very important. Again, for lower back health, we want to make sure we stretch our hamstrings. I've actually got a towel here. I got told this by John Rahm's coach because I had bad hamstrings. He actually got me in front of the class to demonstrate this exercise to get better hamstring flexibility. What he said was, it's very simple. You squeeze the towel between your knees and then try to go down as far as you can whilst squeezing against that towel. Because what it essentially does, it allows for your hamstrings to switch off. One of the reasons why people can't really stretch their hamstring very well is because what it's doing, as you're leaning forward, it's also bracing to stop you from falling forward. So it's doing two jobs at once. It's trying to stretch and brace, which doesn't work very well. By pressing against the towel with your knees and keeping the pressure going into the towel as you go down, it actually turns off the hamstring more, and you can actually get a much better stretch through this hamstring. So with that seminar, I initially started here. I couldn't get any further than that, and within a space of, he got me to do it for about an hour and a half just in the background. By the end of it, I was touching the ground. So a really great way of getting more flexibility into your hamstrings. Hopefully those 5 exercises or 5 areas you guys look after in 2025. It's very, very important. Looking forward into 2025, we have the development program. We've got just a couple of spots left for men and for ladies. We'll be getting into quite a few more stretching and strength and power drills to help you to play better golf. And just a few more sort of different areas that will help you, I think, to look after your golfing health so that your body is strong, it's flexible, and is better able to be consistent on the golf course. People that tend to be tight and stiff, you're most likely going to be the least consistent. So it's really important that you look after your body. Pros spend hours and hours a day on this sort of stuff. So I really want to help members to be educated about their bodies and about getting, I would say, golf fit. And so the development program, there are a couple of spots. We will be delving into quite a bit of that during those clinics. We also have a very new clinic that will be coming out in 1st of March, which will be our on-course clinics. This is going to be on a Saturday afternoon after the field where the course is quite quiet. We're going to have a ladies group and a men's group that get to go out on the golf course, and we get to talk about strategy. We get to talk about how to handle this difficult golf course that Eleanor is, how to handle different lie angles, different types of rough, different angles of grass growing, and just the strategy of how to, I think, lower your scores without necessarily changing too much of your swing. So that clinic will be released very, very soon. Keep an eye out for it because it's going to fill up fast. As soon as it's released, get your name down, get your friends together, and even make a group. We're going to make groups of 8, so essentially make up a group as quick as you can, and we'll make sure we have time for you to do that clinic. So the on-course clinic's a new exciting thing for 2025. We have quite a few different new clinics that will be coming out this year that I'll share with you nearer to the date of them being released. But for now, we've got the development program, we've got the Endeavour program, which is for the guests of members, and of course we have this new on-course clinic that's coming out. So keep your eyes peeled and make sure 2025 is a great year of health and great golf.